flag flies as they come out of turn number 4. Don Mars, as he flies down and slides up in turn number 2. So that puts Nick Drew out to the front of the pack in the blue and white number 15.
Drew out front working that high side. Here comes Don Mars on the inside. 2-car breakaway here in lap number 1, and Drew, the 15-year leader. So few cars in this market.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Drew's starting to put distance on the field now as they go to turn number 3. We'll come around for lap 2. Bobby Ruff, the 15, sits in that third spot as Drew leads lap number 2. Mars sticking with him. Good battle for third on the Speedway. The 135, Burl Woods right there with him. Now your 2-car breakaway. Coming down the front straightaway. Drew continues to show the lead. Drew showing the way. Don Mars giving chase. Now Mars takes a look to the inside. Not able to make the pass. Drew holds him off. He'll lead down the back straightaway. As it's Nick Drew, the 15, the 9 of Mars, your top 2. The 135, Burl Woods sits third. We come around for lap number 4, off of turn number 4. Drew puts another lap in the books. Burl Woods, the 135, starting to catch up with your leaders. The Southern Missouri driver giving Lakeside Speedway a shot as they go down the back straightaway. And your leaders start to come up on lap traffic. The 28 of Chris Kircher out in front of your leaders. The halfway sign this time by. And Kircher takes the 28 into the infield. Nick Drew out front. Don Mars has got company. Here comes the 135, Burl Woods. Woods will go around him. He'll take the second spot. As your leaders go into turn number 3, it's Nick Drew, your leader, off at turn 4. 6 laps down, 4 to go. Burl Woods, the 135, up into that second spot. Move the 9 of Mars back to third. Bobby Ruff holding down 4th. And Woods continuing to gain on your leaders. And now here we go. We're going to have a battle off of turn number 4. Out front, the 15 of Drew, but here comes the 135, Burl Woods. Woods now right up on the rear bumper of your leaders. They come off at turn number 2. Drew out front, but Burl Woods, the 135, looking for a break as they go into turn 3. Drew on the high side. Woods on the inside. Lap number 7, 3 laps remaining. And now Woods takes a look to the inside. He'll pull alongside Drew. Drew sees him down there. He's got the momentum on the high side. He'll keep the lead down to turn number 3. And they'll see the 2 to go sign this time by Terry Watlin. Lap number 9, white flag waving. Down the back straightaway for the final time here in tonight's Grand National Stock Car Heat feature. Woods takes one more shot at it as they go down to turn 3. Not going to make it happen. Feature winner, the 15 of Nick Drew. And before Terry Watlin looks him over, and we are green on the Speedway. Kevin Anderson, the 417. Heater on the high side, the 05. Down the back straightaway, Heater pulls ahead of Anderson. They go down into turn 3. We get ready for lap number 1. Heater, Anderson, Bobby Davis, Kevin McGinnis, and Barnes, your top 5 here on lap number 1. Anderson took a look to the inside, trying to make the pass on Heater as they go down the back straightaway. Side by side into turn number 3. Off at turn number 4. Here they come. Give it to Heater for lap number 2. Barnes right there battling with McGinnis for that 4 spot. Barnes looking like he's going to make that low side work as he pulls to the inside of McGinnis as they go into turn 3. Out front, though, Heater showing the way. Anderson right behind them, and Bobby Tavis. Tavis with a good run here early on in tonight's A-Main. Oh, a little bobble by Heater. Anderson unable to capitalize on that one. He'll move back to the second spot. Bobby Tavis staying right there with your leaders. Oh, Anderson, a little push up there in turn 3. Oh, looks like Anderson might be off the pace. Now he gathers it back up. That'll move Bobby Tavis up into that second spot. Move the 417 of Anderson back to third. Kevin McGinnis running fourth, and Barnes at 19, your top 5. We'll take lap 5 as they come off at turn number 4.
No,
No,
I'm good.
Heater starting to put distance on the field now as we work lap number 5. Heater out front in the 05. Then it's the 0 of Bobby Tavis, the 417 of Kevin Anderson. And we get the cross sticks this time by halfway for the 05 of Heater. The big time bail bonds. 05 of Brett Heater showing the way. Bobby Tavis, good run for the 0T tonight. Tavis sitting in that second position. Heater will come off at number 4. We'll put another lap in the books this time by. Heater, the high side hustler, working that high line. Now he's moved down to the middle of the speedway. About the time I say that. Then it's the 0T of Tavis, 417 of Anderson, the 17 of McGinnis. Eight laps down, we've got 4 to go, and we got caution on the speedway. That is Steve Herrick off the pace in the 05 or the 5.
Right, looks like we're going back to racing as that green flag flies. Here we go as they come down. Your race leader, Brett Heater, brings them on, and here comes the 417 again of Anderson. Let's see if he has something for him. Taviso fights back on that high side.
Barnes gets around the 17 of McGinnis and move the 19 up into that 4th spot. Working lap number 8. We'll have 3 to go this time by, and Barnes is on a run from 5th up to 3rd as we come around for lap number 9. Kevin Anderson gets back around him, but Barnes on the move right now. Heater leads him down to turn number 3. Laps winding down. We'll get 2 to go this time by. Lap number 10 of 12 here in tonight's USRA Stock Car A Main. And indeed, Heater will lead lap number 10. 2 to go. We'll see the white flag next time around. Heater out front in the 05. Tavis. Shout out to the 0T, sitting in that second spot. Best run he's had this year. Heater in the 05 brings him down the front straightaway. White flag waves this time by. Battle shaping up for that 3rd spot. The 417 of Kevin Anderson, the 19 of Barnes.
That's where the battle is.
And here we come off at turn number 4, your leader. The big time bail bond 05 sees the checkered flag. And Brett Heater picks up tonight's USRA Stock Car A Main with Bobby Tavis coming home second. So, Brett Heater picks up tonight's USRA Stock Car A Main. Shout out to the 0T of Bobby Tavis. Tavis picking up the 2nd spot tonight. The 417 Kevin Anderson comes home 3rd. The 19 of Barnes 4th. And Kevin McGinnis, your top 5. Green flag waves. Here we go. 3 wide battle right off the bat into turn 1. Andy Bryant on the inside, Patrick Royalty in the middle, and here comes Luke Neiman. Down Down the back straightaway, Patrick Royalty leads them into turn number 3. Lap number 1 goes to the 3 of Patrick Royalty.
Patrick Royalty leads them through that backstretch, but keep an eye out on that 28 car of Andy Bryant. Ironman USRA champion in the B-Mod class last year with USRA. But Patrick Royalty doing a good job here, hanging on tonight to your early race lead. The driver out of Kansas City, Patrick Royalty, in that 3 car leads him down to the back stretch. And again, as we have a car pull off to the infield, I believe the 17J, Jake Richards, I believe that car. But side by side as they come out of turn 4, it's Royalty. Andy Bryant trying to figure a way to get around. And then the 2 Rage cars of Luke Neiman and Brad Smith. Brad Smith slides up into that 3rd spot. Here's Powell, Tim Powell in the 57. There's your top 5 so far. Colton Stevens, and then Chad Walker in the 04. But now back to the front. Good job of Patrick Royalty hanging on to that top spot here in the first 4 laps. But Andy Bryant, he's always going to be there, so keep an eye on him. The Fort Scott driver in the Victory chassis as they go down into turns number 3 and 4. Still Royalty using the middle part of that track up in 3 and 4. That seems to be working for him right now as Bryant trying to make something work on the low side, especially down here in 1 and 2. There goes Bryant side by side, but Royalty still has that run in the middle of the track. It's Brad Smith still in that 3rd spot. The 181 of Luke Neiman, the 57 of Powell. That's your top 5. Colton Stevens behind him. Here comes Walker in the 04 back to the front of the pack, though. Here they come down the front stretch on lap number 6. It's still Patrick Royalty and the 28 of Andy Bryant again. The 2 Rage chassis behind him, the 99 of Smith, the 181 of Neiman. Now Colton Stevens side by side with the 57 of Powell for that 5th spot. Good battles all across the field. Here comes Andy Bryant. Andy Bryant will halfway. He's your new race leader, but hanging on is Royalty in that number 3. But Bryant makes the pass down into 1 to 2. But here comes Royalty trying to fight back as they come around turn number 2. Andy Bryant, your leader. Smith still in that 3rd spot. Powell now gets around the 181 of Neiman, and Colton Stevens just behind him. Again, Andy Bryant, your race leader here at Lakeside Speedway here tonight. 23 B-Mods on the field. So getting up in the lap traffic now on lap number 8 as we have another car pulling off on the back stretch there. We'll take a look at that. It might be David Oxford. Not sure on that 27 car. As your race leaders come down the front stretch again, Andy Bryant now as they get into lap traffic here. Let's see how they can maneuver through that as Royalty still putting the pressure on Bryant as they come out of turn number 2. That might close the gap for the 99 of Brad Smith, but we'll see how that works out. Tim Powell behind them, Colton Stevens and Neiman moving the wrong direction towards the back of the field. But your race leader now gets by Dusty Campbell in the 66 as your race leader, the first caution flag on the field. And again, the 27 machine back on the back stretch, not able to quite make it off the track. I think he'll be okay with that car. As we restart, green flag flies. Here we go, your B-Mods finishing it up. Bryant again leads them down on that front stretch. Good battle for 2nd spot now as Tim Powell makes the run on the low side with Royalty, but Royalty hangs on to that spot. Brad Smith now back into 4th, but he's going to battle back on the high side as they come into 3 and 4. Colton Stevens, that takes your top 5. And your leader again, Andy Bryant in that 28 machine. Royalty still in that 2nd spot, 3 wide as they come out of turn number 4. Smith now digs down low in 1 and 2. Can he hang on to that spot? He slides up just a little bit. Royalty still hangs on to that 2nd spot. So Andy Bryant, your race leader. This will be lap number 12 as they go by this time with Bryant, Royalty, Smith, Powell, and Stevens now to the low side coming out of turn number 4. Luke Neiman behind them. Striegel in that number 17. Chad Walker in the 04. Good battle for 3rd now as Smith goes to the high side. Tim Powell on that low side. Good battle up front with your top 5. Smith slides a little bit up. That gives the advantage, opens the door, and Powell takes that third spot away. Let's see if Smith can fight back now. Stevens on the low side is your top 5 battle here. So Andy Bryant, the white flag should come out. This time across on lap number 14. Royalty in that third spot. The 57 of Powell. And again, Smith falling back into that 5th spot now. So white flag out for Andy Bryant. In the 28, Patrick Royalty looking strong here tonight. Does he have something left? As he closes that gap, as we have another car pull off on the back stretch. Look out back there as they come into turns 3 and 4. Tim Powell fights back on the bottom, but it will be Andy Bryant, Patrick Royalty, Powell, Smith, Colton Stevens, Striegel, Walker, Luke Neiman, Trevor Hunt. So good battle here tonight between your top 5. Again, Andy Bryant, your winner here tonight in the 28. Again, the 3 of Patrick Royalty, Tim Powell in the 57. It'll be Brad Smith, I believe, in the 99, and the 222 of Colton Stevens, your top 5. Wow, in the front row, who's going to win it tonight? A lot of fast cars up at the front of the field, including Latham, as they come down into turns 1 and 2. Right now it's Aaron Morant, but watch for that 27 of Latham. Chad Lyle on the high side. Here comes Terry Schultz in the 90, and the 1K of Tim Carrick. There's your top 5 so far. As Aaron Morant leads them down in here to turns number 3 and 4. Here's Lyle on the low side, Latham on the high side. Latham still in that second spot. Schultz down low. Look at them digging on that low side. Terry Schultz now fighting for that second spot, but it's the 70 of Morant, Latham in the 27. It's the 90 of Schultz, the 33 of Lyle, and the 3B of Nick Benninger now up into that top 5. All problem maybe on the 33 as he slows down to the high side. A problem for Chad Lyle as he slows in the red 33. That'll bring out the first caution flag of the night. So a problem for the 33 of Lyle. Tough break there as he's in the top 3 of the field. Tough break for Chad Lyle. We'll get those winning numbers to you here just one more time.
Safety lights out. Aaron Morant brings him off a turn 4. Green flag flies. Into turn 1. Morant working the middle of the speedway. Trevor Latham right there on the rear bumper, and Terry Schultz. Schultz has got company. Here comes Benninger on the high side.
So Aaron Morant, Latham, and now Schultz fighting back into 3 and 4 in that 90 machine. But your leader, here comes Latham in the 27 as he takes that lead away from Aaron Morant down into 1 and 2. Schultz fights back for that third spot, but Benninger now to the high side as he makes the move up into turns 3 and 4. So Latham has your early race in second, but he took that top spot away from Morant. Here he comes on the outside. It's Benninger into that second spot. Now Morant third, Schultz in 4th. And Carrick, there's your top 5 cars just behind them. Here comes the 00 of Jim Moody and the 34 of Schaffman, the 21 back through the field of Ryan Middaugh. But your leader up in the front, it's Latham, but Benninger now fighting into that spot. Let's see if he can make something happen down here in 1 and 2. Schultz really making that low side work here tonight as he gets a good run off of 1 and 2 there, but slides out to your 2 race leaders, Latham in the 27, all the way up from Rogers, Arkansas. Here comes Benninger to the outside in 3 and 4 now. Benninger trying to find something to get around as a yellow flag comes out. Sam Florence in turn number 2 on the high side on lap number 6. So Latham as your leader. Benninger in the second spot will be the 90 of Schultz, the 70 of Morant, and the 1K of Tim Carrick. There's your top 5. But guess what? It's the 00 of Jim Moody from deep in the field up into that top 6 spot now. Jim Moody, Mark Schaffman in the 34. It's the 21 of Ryan Middaugh behind him. Daniel Asoba and the 89 Shad Batter, that 10W. Off to all the guys are working out here at Lakeside Speedway. Here we go. Green flag in the air.
Latham will bring him down to turn 1, the 27 out front. Week number 1 winner, Nick Benninger, the 3B, sits second. Terry Schultz, the 93rd. Then it's the 70 of Morant, 4th. And your fifth place battle is starting to shape up now. Carrick in the 1K, Jim Moody the 00. Moody starting at the rear of the field, and he has worked his way up to sixth spot here on lap number 7.
So Latham coming out of turn number 4, starts to pull away from the field. Nick Benninger still in that second spot. Schultz still trying to make that low side work. Aaron Morant still up in that top 4, but here comes the 00 of Jim Moody side by side with the 1K of Tim Carrick. But Carrick hangs on to that top 5 spot. But keep an eye out on the 00 of Moody. That's where your big race is right now between those two cars. Just behind him, it'll be Schaffman in the 34, Daniel Soba in the 89, and then Shad Batter in that 10W. Meanwhile, back to the front of the field as Latham brings them around turn number 4. Benninger and Schultz, there's your top 3. Aaron Morant, and again the battle for 5th. Here comes Moody to the outside. He takes that spot away. Jim Moody up into that 5th spot now as we have another car going off on the backside. I believe that's a 21 of Ryan Middaugh. But your leader, Trevor Latham, comes down the front stretch on lap number 12. Nick Benninger, the 3B, with Schultz just behind him. Keep an eye out on Moody. Will he have enough to take one more spot away? And the 70 of Morant, as your leaders start to come around, start to get into lap traffic here on lap number 12 as they come by Jerry Liston in that 28 machine. As your race leaders work up on the top of the field, starting to pull away as they get together with Liston on the backside there. Rodney Schweitzer actually in that 74, but here comes your race leader. Gets into that lap traffic with Liston, and also the 74 is Schweitzer now. So let's see if that slows him down. Backstretch, the yellow flag comes out. I believe that might be Mark Schaffman. It's getting hard to see the numbers here with the track conditions here tonight, but I believe Mark Schaffman goes sideways on the backstretch. Moody, a 2-time feature winner down at Central Missouri Speedway so far, but Latham brings around 4. Green flag flies. Here we go. 7 laps remain. Latham, Benninger, Schultz. Here comes Moody, battling for that number 4 spot with Aaron Morant in the 70. Carrick behind him with Soba. So again, back to your top 3. Latham gets a little bit loose, got high coming up into 4. Benninger on lap number 14 now, just 6 remaining. Benninger makes a run down in 1 and 2. Little bit of smoke coming off the 3B of Nick Benninger. Let's see what happens with that. Maybe some tire rub on that vehicle, but no, he comes to a stop up here in 4. That'll bring out the yellow flag, I think. Again, no, he can't get off, so a tough break for Nick Benninger. And that second spot, that'll move Terry Schultz. And guess what? The double Latham in the 27. Any Latham fans out there from Arkansas? The 90 of Terry Schultz out of Sedalia. Maybe the 00 of Jim Moody out of Odessa. Let's see who takes it. Your top 3. Green flag is up and flying. Schultz again down to that low side in 1 and 2, but Latham has a good run there through the middle of the track. Jim Moody, Morant, and Tim Carrick. There's your top 5 right now with Soba just behind them. Schultz again likes that low line out, especially out of 3 and 4. But Latham seems to have the motor tonight. Schultz trying to hang on. Let's see if he can move up through 1 and 2. That seems to be the spot where Latham gets a good run through about the middle of the track. But right here, if Schultz can go to that low side coming out of 4, that's where he makes it up. Jim Moody still in that 3rd spot. It'll be Morant in the 70 and the 1K of Tim Carrick. Daniel Soba in the 89. Looks like Eric Hanna, I believe, in the 30. Oh, and Rodney Schweitzer, as he comes out of 4, he's trying to pull off the track, gets to the infield, and the white flag next time. This is lap 18. So Latham, Schultz, Moody, Morant, Carrick, Wasoba, Right now, Latham seems to be the car to beat as he comes into turns number 3 and 4. Does Schultz have anything for him? How about the 00 of Moody? White flag in the air. All the way from Rogers, Arkansas, Trevor Latham. Terry Schultz in the blue, number 90 from Sedalia. Odessa driver, the 00 of Jim Moody. Here's your top 3. As he comes into turn number 4, Schultz makes the last move out of 4, but he can't hold it. It's your winner tonight, Trevor Latham. Terry Schultz. Moody. Morant in the 70. Tim Carrick. It's Wasoba, I believe. Eric Hanna in that machine. So put your hands together. The winner from Rogers, Arkansas, Trevor Latham. The 90 of Terry Schultz, the 00 of Jim Moody in that 3rd spot. The 70 of Aaron Morant and the 1K of Tim Carrick. Your USRA A-Mod feature event. Again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience tonight and also for coming out here racing on the river's edge here at Lakeside Speedway. Be sure to join us next week. Have